A couple people even sent some stories through, which I thought was pretty cool. Jay got the patience of a saint. I don't. I don't think that I do. I think I get a little bit impatient, and I thought I got a little impatient here, and I can be honest with you guys enough to say that. But what it is sometimes, every once in a while, I haven't done it in a long time, but my customer service skills will kick in, and I'll try to get back to my roots. All right, who do we have on the phone?
You have Mr. Brielle himself. How you doing, Just Jay?
I'm chilling, man. What's happening with you, bro?
First off, I just want to say she deflected the argument time after time again. And when you went to go make her answer, well, what's her opinion on stuff? You had to make her even answer your question. That was off the hook to me. It's the part even when she said that she's old enough to be your mother. What the hell does that have to do with scholarship and intellectual debate of facts? You get what I'm saying?
I was a bit lost there, my brother. Because what she has to understand is that if she's old enough to be my mom, even my mama knows that I'm a grown ass man. Am I right or am I wrong?
That's true.
Just saying. I wouldn't. Matter of fact, why she want to talk about my mama? My own mama wouldn't even sit there and talk to me like that. If I ask my mama a question, my mama's gonna answer the damn question. That's crazy.
That has nothing to do with intellectual scholarship. And when two scholars come to the table and debate, if one scholar got his facts wrong, you know what that scholar do? Go back and they do their fact checks. Then they come back. All right, you got me on that one, but we can move to the next topic or the next part of what I wrote in the case of her.
Right.
But the way that she deflected tonight, it just didn't make sense. And anybody that used their brain cells would not listen to her. Whatever book she writes, show she's on. I just came in maybe 20 minutes after y'all started, so I just jumped right on in.
Mm-hmm.
But dog, I know people that's in the hood that got more common sense than her. She do not use the common sense God gave her.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I want you to comment on this. The thing that really bothered me, especially when we got to talking about the gangs, and I talked about how young boys are actually recruited into the gangs, which is actually how.
That's where I was just about to go.
And I'm like, and she talk about, well, I grew up in LA, and I'm like, damn. Not only did LA have a lot of gangs, but every place surrounding LA and other areas of California is gang culture not only originated there, but it's still there and it's still alive. How the hell do you not know this with 1,001 documentaries that have been done about California?
But that was just being in straight denial of what, just not trying to even give in to you. That was being intellectually dishonest. Because the statistics of people going to prison and in the black community is 80% of the youth make up what's going on in the prison population for single mothers. So then when you were saying the whole opposite of that is you don't want all these young men to go to prison like that. The opposite of that is not being a single mother. Then the part about
right.
I mean, to be honest with you, certain shit can fix itself if you just look at what's the problem. Well, this the problem. For some reason, we keep getting 2 + 2 is 5.
Right.
Well, let's go back and let's see what we doing. What is the what's the way that we do it? You go back to, we were doing it wrong the whole time. So we keep on getting 5, and you go and check out what the formula is, which is getting married, then you're going to come up with the correct answer. It's going to be 4. You get what I'm saying? So it's just as simple as fucking pie, almost. But it's
Come on, Brielle. If going left is not getting you anywhere, then where should you go? Try going right.
You should obviously go right. I just don't understand. I've been in jail before. I've never been in prison. I've never been in none of the penitentiary. I don't even in jail. But at the same time, man, it's not cool to keep fucking going down there. So to be in a situation that's gonna keep putting me in jail, like, why the fuck am I gonna keep selling dope and I keep on the same block getting caught by the same cops in the same district or precinct, whatever you got, wherever you from? I gotta try something new. Then on top of that, the education part, not even that fucking hard. Like, you don't have to go to college in order to support yourself. Me, myself, I went to culinary school. I learned how to cook. I got chef skills. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard. I can take care of myself. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to resort to crime. I get the jobs because I want jobs. I told you I've been to jail before. I got felonies on my record, and I stayed working. And the reason why is because, number one, I told myself God ain't going to bless me if I keep being in this street. That's number one. Mm-hmm. Number two is because I applied myself. And when I applied myself, I barely had any job skills at all. But when I applied myself, somebody gave me a chance, and I learned everything that I could in there. So it's really kind of like no excuse except for, the zombies that's out here. And what's producing the zombies is the single mothers and them not realizing that what they doing is a problem in the community. They don't know what's going on a lot of the times, so they look at the man and blame the man like you should have stayed around. But half the men don't know because they've been raised by single mothers. And she was right on one thing.
Come on, Brielle. Come on now. You can't just be just throwing out all these facts and all this good information now. Damn, bro. All of this awesome information, man. You don't want to hit people with facts. Nobody wants to hear the truth.
Now, hear me on this one, right? She was right about one thing. Her generation, the 70s, around when she said the first drive-by happened, that generation kind of failed the 80s babies and the 80s and the 90s.
I was getting ready to say.
You was right about one thing. Yeah. Y'all fucking failed us. And whatever y'all parents did to spoil y'all at the time that they was able to leave down south, come up north, go up west, you get what I'm saying, and get these factory jobs. Like my grandfather came up here to work for a company called White Motor Company. He provided the way for his family. He was a fucking man. And he dropped out of school in the 6th grade, but he had a strong back and a willing mind, and he took care of his family. But that was the times back then. It's different now. You got to go to school. You got to want to go to school. Most of these young dudes don't want to go to school. Man, her generation failed us, and whatever their parents did when they finally got out of getting their ass whooped to Alabama and Georgia and shit, when they came and got factory jobs, spoiled them, they had a chance, and they fucked up the generation after them.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You want to do me a favor? You want to close us out on anything else, man? So I got maybe 2 more people that want to call in.
At the end of the day, anybody that used their brain, their 5 senses that's common to man, your common sense. Mm-hmm. If you listen to her and you don't understand that something's wrong with her, then you need to go recheck and reevaluate yourself and learn what 2 + 2 is. Point blank, period. If one thing is a problem, then obviously you need to do the opposite. And it's just as simple as that, man. Thank you for taking my call, DJ. I got to get back in here to my daughter. And, my house not a single-parent house, and I plan to keep it that way. Point blank, period. No streets gonna trick me out of my family and trick me out of my freedom or none of that stuff. So y'all take care. And on that note, I hope y'all learned something from what I said. Peace.
Oh, for sure. All love, bro.
All right. Peace.
Peace. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and jump right into the next call. Matter of fact, while I'm calling it, I'm gonna go ahead and check because I know that a couple people sent us some love through the donation. So let me check that real quick because I didn't actually check it at all while I was taking calls. Okay. Hello? Okay, I'll wait and see if his line will pick up. We had, oh my goodness, we did have a few come through. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, so for anybody else that wants to know how to donate to the show, I know that we have PayPal available, which the moderators have been posting that link in there, and it's also at the bottom. So you can either hit PayPal or Patreon or even Venmo, because I think my brother DJ C Smooth hit us on the Venmo. So I will check that here in just a moment. Let me see. All right, let me see. Give me a few minutes. Was that him? Well, he's not saying that. I'm going to have to hang up. All right. So I'm going to wait for him to text back. So while we are doing that, let me go ahead and, well, I just called. Okay. I'm going to have him call me. Let me go ahead and read off the support that came through. So let me see. It's from the 12th. Let me give a shout out to Francis from the last show. Francis, thank you. To my guy, Nick. Nick, thank you very much. And I'm going to read that here in just a second. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay. Can you give me just like 2 minutes real quick? But
yeah,
don't.
I can hold.
Okay. Yeah. Don't hang up. Just stay on the line with me. All right.
Okay.
Let me see. The first one that came through on this show was No Brass in the chat room said, give you a lot of credit for holding your composure with this woman. She was impossible to reason with. And that's part of the difficulty that I had. Like I said, I thought the conversation, does PayPal work with prepaid cards? I think it does. If it doesn't, then try Venmo. But one of those two should definitely work. So YCG, if one of those methods don't work, let me know and we'll try to figure out something else. So No Brass, thank you very much. This is coming from Hi DJ with Sista Rati. You had the patience of a saint. Excellent show as always. Sincerely, Elena Moss in the chat, Mrs. D. Thank you very much. So I'm hoping that you guys are still listening. So I'll give you guys your shout out to my guy, Jimmy D. Thank you very much. Actually, I think this is you on the phone. Carlos?
No, sir. This is Dre.
Oh, Dre. That's right. My bad. I got you. What's going on, Dre? You doing all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How about you, man?
Hey, I'm blessed and highly favored, my brother.
I feel you, man. Hey, that last caller, yeah, she was very tiring, man. Yeah, you do have a lot of patience, man. I can't give you that, man.
Oh, shoot. But look, man, I come from a customer service background. Actually, I started with telemarketing, and then I moved into to troubleshooting and tech support, and then customer service. So, I've been a store manager before. I've dealt with customer service. So, I definitely know how to interact as if I'm just on the show. And then I know when to kind of reel it in and use my customer service skills. So I try to kind of put a good blend of that in there to try to make sure that we have, I thought it was a good conversation overall. I just felt like she wanted to make statements and make proclamations, but didn't want to answer anything. And I'm like, that's bullcrap that I can give you. When you ask me a question, you say, do I believe that single mothers are the cause or are the problem in the black community? I say, yes, they are. That's a simple answer. And then I turn around and I give you the reason why I said that. But when I turn around and ask you, would you prefer a smaller pile of money or a bigger pile of money? You're going to say, well, that's a flowery question. Well, I don't give a damn if it was a flowery question. I asked you the question. You could just answer my question. But it is sad because I'm sure that anybody that watches Tommy knows as many times as he's done call-in shows, how many times have you guys watched and listened to Tommy have issues with black women, our sisters of our skin hue, having such difficulty just answering any question?
Right. I think that's absolutely true. The thing is that I think that is like deflecting 101 in regards to that, and don't want to inadvertently, I would say, directly answer the question, and they just turn it around into some nonsensical rhetoric or anything like that, and like it's staring way left field, away from the concept of the topic that we're actually discussing. I'm like, okay, you got a lot of people just scratching your head and stuff, and then you got people in the chat like, just cue the taxi music, just get this person up off here, because they like, man, nobody want to be hearing about you, your life, and how you feel about this, that, and the other. Let's talk about what we brought up. What is the title of the discussion? And then you just deflect against whatever is actually asked to you. And then you go off on way left field, like you hitting fouls all day, and I don't know. It just seemed like she just wanted to hear herself talk, in a sense, and not have a real civil discourse about what she put out there.
Wow, you used a lot of words that I love there, especially at that last sentence you said. Let me do this real quick. I got to shout out three more people. I'm sorry, because I know y'all are still listening. Hold on just a second. Let me give a shout out to my guy Martez. Thank you, Martez. I see you in the chat. This one also comes from, let me make sure I can read the name, my first time donating. I'm Chevelle V2 in the chat room. Figured it's about time I donated after all this time. You can say my real first name. I always just call you Chevelle V2. I like that name. So Chevelle, if you're still in the chat, say something for me so I can see you in the chat. But thank you very much. And let me get to my guy. It says, supporting the Soto You Dig, hashtag much love, hashtag continued success, hashtag peace, and hashtag DJ's rule. And that comes from my brother, DJ C Smooth in the chat. Shout out to my brother, DJ C Smooth. Man, DJ C Smooth is going to kick my ass. But thank you, DJ C Smooth. I swear to God, I'm going to work my butt off. I'm not going to go to sleep tonight until I get this stuff done. I swear to God, man, because dude, there's so much stuff that I was trying to get done today, and I got none of it done. Yeah. So, Chevelle, I've seen you in here before. Say something in there, and your status should be updated, Chevelle. So, type something else in there, but thank you very much. Now, what you talked about I thought was really, really key when it came to when you said nonsensical, and I love that term because I can't spell it, but I know what the hell it means. But But in all seriousness, I really did believe, and I kind of figured that might have been what she wanted to do, which is why I opened it up to say, you wrote me this big, long essay, and it was actually long like an essay. It was literally, you could have split it up into like 4 or 5 paragraphs. If you guys go back and look at that Aretha Franklin video, you'll see her comment in there, and I haven't deleted it. It's just a lot to read. And usually those comments, I'm going to just walk by them. I'm going to act like I didn't even see them, to be real honest with you. But this one I read because I'm like, wait a minute, what she's saying doesn't even make any sense. But I said, what I will do is I'll reach out to her. And you know, one thing, I'm sorry, guys, that I forgot to ask this. One thing that I forgot to ask was because she said that why don't I talk about some of these things on my show? And what I said to her in response in the comment section is I said, well, I just looked at your channel and not only do you not have any content up yourself, but you haven't even shared any content that is pertinent to what you're talking about in my chat. So how is it that you want me to alter my message? You don't like my message, and you think that my message is the wrong way to go about teaching the black community, but yet you're supposed to be the teacher, Mom. So why aren't you teaching, Mom?
And that's why I think that a lot of people, I think, especially within our culture, because that's what I predominantly try to focus on, is that, we'll come up with a whole bunch of, that person shouldn't be doing this, that person shouldn't be doing that, or this is not going on. Why are you not talking about that? Well, what are you doing?
I agree.
Shouldn't you be the person that's interjecting on these certain topics and subjects that concern you, and maybe you should put some forward movement into a resolution? I mean, these are the things that I'm like, you coming with a bunch of not a lot of stuff, but you're not coming up with a solution to any of this. And I think that that's not doing any of us any service.
And one thing that I didn't want to say while she was on the phone, I can admit this, and she could be watching the show, so she'll hear this, and I want to say it now. One thing that I wanted to say was that she actually grew up in that FDR time frame. Is Just Jay about to be an asshole? Yes, I am. That was the group of women from her time, from her lineage, That group of women right there, the one that you guys just heard on the phone, that was the group of women. I want everybody to mark my words. That was the group of women that chose Title IV-D, the welfare program, over their husbands, over their children's fathers, and asked those fathers to leave the homes so they can get government benefits. That was that group of people right there. I'm not saying her. So hashtag not all, not her necessarily, but it was her time frame, her group of people. That was her classmates that made those decisions.
Right. And you're absolutely correct. And I think that within that genre, many of them people that are like her, and they do try to make that objectively, or I think that it's funny that you brought that up as far as in regards to the welfare and things like that. And I was watching The Great Debaters earlier, actually, and that was something that was going around in the 30s and 40s, and it started really amping up around the time frame as her time frame, the FDR time, and that's why I think it just really started spiraling out of control, and actually people started actually embracing this to be a replacement for the man. It's like when people speak about the bed wenching back in the days, and the thing is that what I believe is that these programs that are supposed to be temporary, and then people, subconsciously, and then it becomes consciously, and it becomes generational, that we accept these things to replace the man that's supposed to be there within the household. We're like, well, I don't need you. I really got the man that's paying my bills. He giving me discount. I only got to pay $70 a month on a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and things like that. In essence, you really replace the man within the household. And that's the thing is, as far as I think it's tantamount to how the lifestyle was back in slavery when our people were bed wenching.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's exactly right. And you know what? And maybe it just wasn't meant for me to say it, because I'm not going to lie. When she got me to get a little bit upset, if I would have thought about it, I damn sure would have brought it up. And I would have said, because, if she talk about she's old enough to be my mama, well, guess what? My mama was born in the 50s, which means she would have come up in the FDR age, especially if you think about, let's relate this back to Aretha Franklin. So that means that she would have came through that time period also, especially considering the fact that Aretha Franklin had her first child at 12 and her second child at age 14, which also falls under a statistic that they say that mothers of single parent mothers generally will have the first kid and have the second kid within 24 months of each other. So technically,
that's absolutely correct.
She would fall under that statistic too.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying she would fall under that statistic too. So if you were to talk about if my mom were born in the 50s and then just add 12 years of that, she would have been right on target for FDR. Just like that lady that said she old enough to be my mama.
And I was really trying to understand the concept of her even bringing that up. I'm like, because maybe I missed it. Maybe I was a little bit slow on there. I'm like, we were talking about the Aretha Franklin thing, and then she went into as far as, the cutting you off and things like that and that nature. And then, well, she's saying that, well, I'm old enough to be your mother. I'm like, well, are you saying this to try to keep control of the conversation? Or, what is it that you're actually doing? You're trying to exuberate some type of emasculation going on, or what is it? Because you're really just talking just to be talking, and in essence you're making yourself to be a filibuster right now. So it's just nonsensical what you're saying. I'm trying to get a grasp on what she was actually saying.
Exactly. It's just like when people say, well, your mama black. Well, what exactly does that mean? It's just the same. It's the same equivacancy. I'm trying to use big words like you, my brother. Equivacancy. It's the same equivacancy when it comes to saying your mama black as opposed to I'm old enough to be your mama. By sitting there trying to, basically it's like a form of trying to shame me into not doing what I'm doing, not to take the conversation the way that I'm doing it, or control the conversation. But what's messed up is she said, well, I feel like you're trying to moderate. How many times did she say the word moderate?
That's why I was like typing in the box.
I thought that was so cold.
In the box, I was like, moderate. It's a system failure with the BTs.
I thought that was so funny because I actually had to remind her. I said, sweetheart, that's exactly why I wrote you beforehand to set the stage before we started talking, because I didn't want to hit you with something that that was going to be unexpected. I didn't want for you to be upset with me controlling the call. So I actually gave you every opportunity to know that I'm going to moderate this and I'm going to dictate as to whose time is up, whose time is it to talk. That's what moderation is. So if I set that stage beforehand, don't get mad when I start doing it and you're like, well, you're the moderator, But wait a minute, didn't you type all that bullshit in my chat? And then I turned around and I addressed you on it. And then I said, you know what? You're talking about I'm not giving you real answers, then fine. You come on to my show. You prompted this. You didn't have to write anything in my comment section. Why would you have to do that? You're making it, and that's what I'm talking about, the perpetual. Remember, we're trying to correct the mindset, which is why we use this show and our platform to talk to any and everybody that listens and shares this show. For that exact reason, is because what we want to do is we want to change the minds. We change the mind, It changes the heart. When you change the heart, you change the actions.
Exactly. And I'm like, not to take up too much of the time on that subject of what you just said, and that's absolutely true. I mean, I grew up in a single parent household myself, and everything that I've learned throughout my life through, grade school and things like that, I only started to get my life together once I got to high school, and the focus was, all right, well, 4 years you out of the house, so that's it. So I just started getting on the honor roll, graduated top of my class, the top of the state, but that's here to nor there. But the thing is that once I became on and got on my own, I understood. I'm like, okay, something is not right. I had to start understanding that I needed to relearn like maybe 80% of what was even given to me, prior to me being on my own. And I'm like, that's like, to me, it seemed like it was wasted time, but I'm glad that I learned it and that I acknowledged it and that I wanted to actually change myself, because I would have been just like one of them thugs or whatever on the street doing the same thing. And my uncles tell me the same thing. If you wouldn't have went into the military, you'd have been just like us, getting shot up and, shooting and stuff and doing that, So, I mean, it's crazy in Detroit. But, I mean, I'm glad that I chose the path in my life so I wouldn't go down that road. And I've seen that there's different pipelines and stuff that we actually need to circumnavigate to actually get to a certain destination. And I think that all in all, that you're doing a great thing as far as what you're doing on your platform.
Man, brother, I definitely appreciate you. And I thought you had some awesome insight. And I definitely appreciate you I could tell people were actually engaged in the listening to that conversation. And I thought that was pretty dope. I didn't know if it was going to turn out to be worth it or not. But I think it was, though. I think it pointed out, I think it brought into to crystal clear vision as to a lot of the things that we speak about, a lot of them, and where our issues actually lie. And it lies. The root of our issues lie with the people that have the power. And in the Black community, the people that have the power right now are our sisters.
And I think that they can be a powerful voice only if I think as far as the majority of them come to that conscious mind of like, what I've been doing is it's not working. It's like you can't continue to beat something and try to fit a freaking square in a circle, and it's not working. And then you spew that to your kids. Well, maybe it'll work for you, my daughter, or anything like that, and do the same thing over and over again. That's crazy. That's the definition of insanity. Trying to do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If it's not working generationally, something has to change. You be like, is it me? I mean, is it really something that is within our community that we can't look at that mirror when we brushing our teeth and what to do? What are you doing? What service are you giving?
Right.
Am I doing the service to my kids? Am I doing the service to my wife? And et cetera.
Right.
Those are things that I think that we need to do. Like you said, change within the mind, but it has to be a self-awareness about that before the change can actually happen.
I agree. So would you agree that, damn, I forgot what I was going to say. Hold on. Okay. Would you agree that if going in one direction isn't working, it's not going to hurt you to go literally in the opposite direction? Am I right? If going in one direction is causing you to die, it's killing you and it's killing your people, what's wrong with going the exact opposite direction? So if we have more than 70 to 80% of our children being born out of wedlock and we're getting a bad result, why can't we go to being husbands and wives? Let's try it that way, because the way that we're going ain't working. What's wrong with that? Like, why can I not say, let's try it this way since the other way ain't working? It's like you give her every opportunity to agree with some level of logic, and she's just like, fuck that.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. And I think you were right on that. And it kind of sounded like this. Let me just retort on that real quick. And the thing is that it's simplistic in its nature and all its essence, but it's not easy for people because the fact that they are really not wanting to change their mind. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. I mean, they really don't want to change their mind. It's not working well. It might be too hard for me to go back the way I came and have to double back. I mean, but sometimes you have to take that hard right over an easy wrong, because that's what's keeping us in the same situation that we're in right now, and it's getting nowhere. It's spiraling. You know, it's like going in 4 different directions at the same time. You're not going to get anywhere. So that's just how I think that it pretty much it shows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, we have to stop this because, I mean, we got to stop being the perceived, I would say, laughing stock of this society. But I mean, we have a strong voice as us as a people, and I'm just mad that we went through all of that stuff back in the day to get to where we are right now. We go from over 35% of the nation's wealth ownership to where we are right now. Now, I mean, I could be wrong, you know, on those numbers, but as far as when I looked, I mean, it was about that much back in the days when we had land and things like that. And then we had the black NBA, the black basketball association and things like that.
Right.
But we sold everything. We sold ourselves out at that time.
Yeah.
And understand it. I mean, it's probably because of some ignorance that we had at that time that we incurred. But the thing is that we started building Black Wall Street. That happened. And then that burned down. We needed to learn from that. Well, we ain't taking this shit no more. No. We got guns too, motherfucker. We can build this stuff back up. Y'all ain't taking this shit no more. But that's why I think, as far as our progression, I think that's where I think that we need to start having our focus towards.
Yeah,
not killing each other or killing innocent kids and things like that. You know, this is crazy, man. I mean, hell, I almost got killed by a cop, you know, when I was in high school, because I looked younger than everyone. I was 5'5", and I would look like a freaking 11-year-old boy. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got guns pulled on me, gang squad swoop up, and, like, you know, I mean, it could have ended right there. Yeah. But, I mean, you know, I'm here. So I'm here for a reason. But, again, like I said, you were right, man. But it needs to be as restructured of the mind. And that really needs to happen.
Yeah. And stay on the phone with me, because I want you to hear this statistic before I'm going to check and see if we have any other callers. And if anybody else wants to call in, I've got time for at least one more call. Just shoot me an email or say something in the chat. If I already have your email, I'll just send you the number. If you guys want to call in and speak your mind. Hold on. Let me see if I can get, oh shoot. Hold on. Let me I'm glad I thought first. Let me take that off the screen first. I didn't want to show his information. Kevin. So shout out to Kevin. I'm glad I hit that because I didn't want to show his information. He actually sent me the college gap by race and gender. Wouldn't you like to know who's behind and who's ahead when it comes to education? And this is the percent of individuals aged 25 to 35 with 4+ years of college education. Mm-hmm. She said that black women were at the top. You remember she said this?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Do you think that was true or false? I know that's a rhetorical question.
No, I don't think that is true at all, man. And that's not taking away anything from the sisters, but yeah, that number that she was just pulling out of the air, out of some outlandish flights of fancy that was going on in her head. Maybe she was in Disneyland, but it was very incorrect what she was saying.
She was talking about what Tommy has been talking about for years. They are the most enrolled. They are far from the most educated. Because guess who's the most educated? The one that's most envied. Who do black women try their best to try to outshine and try to be like?
Oh, of course, us. Of course, us, man.
No. No. Who do they try to look like? Who do they try to?
Oh, you talking about the Caucasian people?
Yeah.
You talking about Caucasian? Yeah.
Specifically.
I'm like, you. And I think, like, as far as like when you said, like it was some time ago when you were saying that, people, why do you feel like you know, I guess we have to bolster so much about, you know, I'm an educated black woman. I'm an educated black woman. Okay. Got it. Like, I mean, why you keep saying that and stuff, man? I mean, you trying to be like this, or you trying to just make, you know, the Caucasian people just embrace you with warm arms, like, black person, you made it. You're here. You're one of us now. I mean, come on. What are you trying to really? What are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Right. Now I'm gonna show you guys something on my screen. Let me see it. I think I could do it right here. So for the people that can see, this is who's at the top as of 2015, which I think is actually close enough, even though we're in 2018. But the trend, you guys can see the trend. So black women are not only not at the top, but they are actually beneath when it comes to the 4 years plus of college education. White women are at the top. White men are right below that. And then there was a point in time between 2000 and 2005 where black men almost were more educated than black women were. And even that gap isn't that wide by 2015. So I'd actually be curious to see if you add a couple more races in there and races, nationalities, whatever you guys want to call it, and bring it up to date to about 2018. I'd love to see that. But this is the type of stuff that we talk about. And thank you to Kevin, like I say, for at least bringing a fact to the table that we already knew. Straight up and down. Even if they are the most educated, who gives a crap? Like, what does it even matter?
Yes.
I'm sitting here talking about why. Think about that when we talk about nonsensical. The fact that I'm talking about why our black boys are dying in the street. And what does she talk about? Well, black women are educated.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. When you really think about that, that shows you how much of a damn they don't give about boys. Straight up and down. And the reason I say that is because Tommy continues to keep putting it in our face, and we continue to keep having examples that are around us every single day if we just look and see that they... I'm sorry, I was about to sing a song. Like, I'm trying not to sing, but Tommy even got people hooked into the singing, thinking about that Michael Jackson song. They don't really care about us. They really don't. But I ain't going to sing, no. Not going to sing the damn song. Y'all know the song. Google it. Look it up on YouTube. Brother, I'd like to thank you for the call, man. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. You want to close us out with anything, or are you ready to wrap?
No, man. I've already finished my reading. I was reading in between doing my chat, I guess texting or whatnot. But after the end of the call, I'm probably just jump back on the chat and see what else goes on. That's about it.
Okay. All right, man. Well, if anybody, all right, brother. Well, I appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and log off with you. Okay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you having me on your show, man. Thank you.
Always an honor, brother.
All right.
All right, guys. I actually thought that was a great show, man. If you guys are looking forward to any more shows, I actually have more shows coming. I know I have another busy weekend coming. So if you guys will bear with me, I am going to have more free time on my hands, but I've got people trying to book me to DJ. And by the way, since we have about 190 people still watching, if anybody wants to book me as a DJ, I do travel to all 50 states in the United States of America. If you guys want to book me to DJ, it's just a matter of some finances. If we can work that out, I will come to your city and come DJ. Get me on your schedule because my schedule is filling quickly. I've already got people taking dates for next year. So I'm looking forward to getting those contracts signed, getting those deposits moving. And so I am really, really looking forward to getting that going. Who is this? I don't know who that is. Huh. Okay. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to book me, you could always hit my email and I'd be more than happy to take a look at that and come to your city and come meet you guys, man. If you guys are ever in Texas, holla at your boy. If you guys are ever in Oklahoma, shout out to the O. Holla at your boy. I will come to where you are. And that's real talk. So shout out to my guy, Chris Styles. Shout out to my brother, Relationship Rehab. Shout out to my guy, Classy Young Man. and all of the people that I have actually met in person, man. And I look forward to meeting some more of you guys. And I look forward to the next show. But I'm gonna try to get these done as often as I possibly can. Shout out to my brother Tommy Sotomayor. Let me see who this is calling me before we wrap up. Hello? I don't know what the heck is going on here, but somebody's calling. Who is this calling my phone?
I know we've been live for a while.
Somebody is. Let me see. Who is this? Let me refresh it. Maybe that's the problem. Yeah, Chevelle, you are more than welcome. I appreciate you. Okay, hello?
What's up, big dog?
What's going on? Who is this?
This is Jason Gunn, man.
Oh, I was like, damn. I'm looking at the number and I don't, on this phone, I don't have the names in there.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
I got you. We still live, by the way, just to let you know.
That's fine, and I want to be live. Hey, live.
Hey, live. What's up, Relationship Rehab in the building? What my boy, Relationship Rehab?
Big Brian in the house. Hey, look, bro. You got too much patience, man. I woke up at 1 a.m. to see that you were on live. I got on live. I went and looked at the show, and I listened to this mentally ill, elderly woman that clearly suffers from several different kind of elderly diseases that have been undiagnosed.
Yeah, I just saw I saw your message. I saw some of the things you put in.
Yeah, you DJ, you go ahead and read it because you go ahead and read it, and then we'll start it from there.
He says she suffers from dementia. She's bipolar. Shows signs of Alzheimer's disease. All misdiagnosed mental illness. Wow.
And that's a sad thing because she was one of the authors of this FDR situation that we had and is still growing and still migrating within the black community.
That's a fact.
She's one of the founders.
Yep.
Okay, so unfortunately, I don't want to reveal too much of my information, but I did work as a professional gang intel briefing individual for the United States military. Mm-hmm. I was the gang guy for that sector of the United States, which was out west. And the things that you were saying were very true. Most of the gang members come from single-parent households, which are led by women. Mm-hmm. I'll say women. Everybody knows that we're not talking about all, but we're talking about a majority.
Right.
So, because fathers don't see. A gang is a daddy to a single child. Mm-hmm. That's their daddy. That's the protection, the finance, and what is another thing that fathers do? We protect, we take care of the finances, and we feed them. How about we feed them?
Yeah, everything that they need to know about what they think of as manhood, because like I said, a lot of them really only got bits and pieces of manhood. They try to pass those things down. And then they end up getting a distorted view of what manhood actually is.
Correct. Because I joined the military because my mother told me, I can't make you a man, and you're going to have to go find out how to be a man. Mm-hmm. So I felt as though the military was my way of finding out how to be the man and how to be a man or act like a man or think like a man. And it actually worked out for me because I took advantage of the situation. But this woman from Los Angeles or wherever the California place she was stated that she does not know about gangs and how they were formed and why they were formed, and that is a mental illness.
See, when
it's
like when she told me that, I automatically, because I try to take people on their word. And until I find out something otherwise, but when she said that, I was like, okay, she's completely disingenuous. That's total BS.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Total BS.
She was one of those black feminists. And by the way, black women, you can't be feminists. That's only for white women. So stop trying to be feminists. You can't be feminists. It's only for white women because they have more power than you and the black man put together. So you can't be a feminist. So stop doing that. That's not going to work out for you in the long run. As you have seen in the last 100 years, it hasn't worked, and it's not going to work.
You see, it didn't work out well.
So,
you see, it didn't work out well for Serena Williams.
No, it did not work out for Serena at all. She monkeyed out. Look, she monkeyed out in a professional setting in front of all them white folk, and now they actually see that she actually smeared black women.
Yeah.
So all these black women out here, they should be going on her Twitter feed and her whatever feed she got on social media and chewing her out because she basically, according to most people, she made all black women look bad.
Facts.
She made black women look bad. She made black women fit that stereotype that they've already generated about black women, and she just did it.
Wait. Hold on.
And
let's bring this back full circle. Now, didn't the young lady, you know, and I use that term loosely, did she not prove that exact same thing, that she misrepresented black women as a whole?
Yes, she did.
How about that?
Yes, she did. Look, Tiger Woods' little adopted sister, I said that first. You keep that in mind, and then people start mentioning it in somebody else's chat. But Tiger Woods' little sister smoked that booty by virtue of her attitude. Her attitude lost her a championship. Did I say too much?
Nope. I like it. Keep going.
Her attitude lost her a championship. How many attitudes lost black women a championship with a good man?
Ooh! Jason, no, you didn't!
Yeah, I went
he
there.
didn't just go there. No, Jason Gunn, don't go there. Go away from the light. Go away from the light, Jason. But I would like to hear it again, though.
I said that she lost a championship. And most black women have lost a championship with their black men.
Ooh, woo! Mic drop. Where's my microphone? I don't have it, but I'm about to drop the remote.
Don't drop it, DJ. Don't drop it, because then we got to get you another mic, brother. Don't do that, please. Because you're going to have to go up. Look, you're going to have to go up high and drop that so everybody can hear that. because not the point that I don't want to stress that, but I want that to be known because of the mere fact that it's the attitude that chases your black man away from you. It's not the way you look. It's not what you do. It's not how you're living.
It's not about your it's not about your education. It's not about your finances.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Because did she? How many times did she bring up education when I wasn't talking nothing about education?
She brought it up, from what I understand. When I got on at 1, she brought it up several times because she was trying to impress you with her resume. See, we don't see a man in general. A man, listen. Let me say this, and I can't say this as strong as I'm going to say it right now.
Go ahead.
We don't give a damn about your education. Mm-hmm. We don't give a damn about where you work. We don't give a damn about what you're driving or where you live. We don't care about that. We want a woman that's going to have our back. That's all we care about.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Is she old enough to be your mama?
She's actually old enough to be probably my mother's aunt.
Cause I'm just saying, like, we all know why she said that.
How old is she? How old was she?
I don't know that she actually said how old she was. She just said she's old enough to be my mama. So I just assume I put her around my mom's age.
Okay, DJ, I'm 51.
Yeah.
See, dementia starts sitting in around 50, 45 for women. And check the stats. Hey, check the stats. Use Google. Check the stats.
You know what's even funnier? She didn't ever ask me what my age was.
Because she did what the BT does always. She assumed what your age was.
She damn sure did. You know how many people that assumed that I was in my early 20s? You don't even pay attention to the fact that you can look at my channel, look at my face, see that I'm a father, see that I'm not no young buck. You know what I'm saying? You can look at the beer belly. There's a lot of telling factors. Even the gray hair is in the bottom of my chinny chin. There's a lot of things that let you know that I'm not, you know what I'm saying, young enough to be.
Not a spring chicken.
No, not at all. But you don't even ask. Cause I'm just saying, like, me and my brother Kurt Dog talk all the time, and if you listen to us talk, you think me and him was the same age, and you know, I hope you don't mind me putting that out there, but he in his 40s.
Yeah, it's like,
don't
you know,
even ask. Like, and that's that's part of the problem, because you don't even bother to educate yourself. How can you live in a city and not know that your city is crime-ridden and gang-ridden? How do you not know that the world is doing documentaries about the freaking city that you live in? How are you that oblivious?
You can go to YouTube and Google what's going on in the cities of of California.
Yep.
You can Google and get live feed about what's happening in the cities in California. Everybody knows, and if you don't know, the single black mother is the failure of the black race. It's a fact. I don't have to tell you the statistics. Look them up. Look them up for yourself. Not you in particular, but people, look it up. I sent you some statistics through Facebook. Mm-hmm. Please take a look at that.
I've been checking it as much stuff as y'all been sending me.
And it's pathetic, because what black women are doing that are of statute, that have some college, that probably have graduated from college, they're not really going back and doing anything for the neighborhoods. More black men have went back and done for their neighborhoods than black women have. Mm. All they're doing is living their life out. They're paying off their college bill, and they're trying to move through the system in order to achieve a personal achievement of life. Mm-hmm. And they're not doing anything for the neighborhood. They're not going back and trying to fix up anything. Name one black woman in this world, in the life of our times, that have went back and done anything for any black neighborhood in the United States. I'll wait.
Mm. You know what? There's some people that would say that that Philly mother that brought Egypt to the hood. You remember who I'm talking about? For her son.
No, no, I don't. But go ahead.
That chick that brought what damn it, what is that? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all say something in the chat, man. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let me go to my channel real quick. I'm gonna see if I can.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna see if I can find.
DJ, I got time if you got time, brother. I'm not in no rush, so I got time.
Let me see if I can find.
If somebody else calls in, let me know and I'll get off the line.
Sadia Schuler threw a $25,000 prom party for her son. So she brought.
Oh yeah.
Yep, her. Brought Dubai to the hood, which is about the dumbest thing ever. And so it still makes your point valid, because if you think about it, how did that help anybody's life at all? You could have took that. You could have took that $25,000 and at least put $1,000 towards their first year of college, since they're getting ready to graduate anyway. Let alone your son.
And DJ, how about we follow up in December on that same story and see if that child is in college?
Oh man, hey, look, Jason. The funny part is there are a number of stories, and I was telling people by next month. I think what's the name? Sierra Day, Anaya Day Garrett. I think Anaya Day Garrett's mother's court date, I think, is coming up next month. There's a lot of court dates coming up in October and November. So we're actually going to be able to follow up on a lot of these stories that I actually did, this year. So we're actually going to start.
That would be awesome. Yeah. That would be really awesome. And I can't wait to actually watch them and join in as well, because you see a lot of these graduation stories every year that Black people post on their Facebook, their Twitter, and all the other social media outlets, but you never see an update on what these students are doing. You never see that. And the reason why you never see it, because a lot of them don't even make it through the first year of college.
I agree.
They don't actually make it through the first semester of college. And the second semester, they're thinking about dropping courses, and then they're thinking about changing their majors or whatever you want to call it. But it's pathetic that, you have this elderly woman on here with this mental illness that you're being very patient with, talk about things that she says she does not know or she does not understand what is going on, but yet she sits there and continues to talk about things that she's not she doesn't know about. Mm-hmm. She doesn't really know about anything, and she's sitting there just rambling off, and you're being very patient with her, because I was there when you read the last question. And was that question to you or to the pastor?
I took it that it was to me. Now, after I had addressed it and asked her, and I said, I'll take it that you're saying it to me, but she actually said that it was supposed to be towards the pastor, but a lot of what she was saying was questioning the fact that I agreed with what the pastor said.
Yeah, because I didn't know if that was directed toward you, because if that was directed toward you, she should have never... She showed her intelligence out of that question. Mm-hmm. She was just straight up hood ghetto with that question. Yeah. She showed herself. She showed herself. I was going to say revealed, but she revealed who she really was. And when people start revealing who they really are, you better pay attention, because that's who they really are. Mm-hmm. Like the one girl said, no matter how much makeup you put on a pig, it's still a pig. Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's pathetic that you actually got people, and the Black women just be trying to justify all the stupidity in the community. They sit there and they justify it.
Yeah.
And I can't understand that. And when they start justifying stupidity within the Black community, they have a mental illness, because they're blocking out certain aspects of life. And they sit there and they justify why this person, you don't know me, you ain't walked a mile in my shoes, your mama Black, you got Black children, this, that, and the other. And it's like, wait a minute. You're not justifying why this person did this. Mm-hmm. You're just agreeing with them because you just want to agree with them, because you probably have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You can't justify stupidity. You can't fix stupid.
And something else I thought that was a little funny, and I'll tell you guys this live, because I know I'm looking at some of the names that are in the chat right now, and I know some of you guys are coming in a little late, and I appreciate everybody that's here. Hell, we still almost at 200 people. That's dope. But check this out, though. I'm going to tell you something that was a little bit funny, because, usually when I set up those conversations, I'll do them by Google Hangouts. So that way, whenever people want to call in, then I can have the phone lines available, as opposed to having her on the phone line and then I have to end that and then move on to calls. But when I sent her the link, and she claimed that she don't know how to use it and all of that, and I'll give her... all I can do is believe a person as far as I can throw them. And if I can't throw them far, then all I can do is just believe them. She said she didn't know how to use it, but I made sure that she got the link. She could see my message in there. There was a person that was added in my Google Hangout that I didn't add. So if you don't know how to use Google Hangouts and you don't know how to enact the video feature, how is it that you're able to add somebody into my chat and then I noticed that they hopped in, asked a question, and then they hopped out? So her original plan, based on what she was telling me, was that she was going to end up having other people on the line, which I didn't actually agree to. I agreed to have a phone conversation with her. Then we'll take calls after the fact, not have multiple people on my Hangout.
Yeah, well, she needed somebody to help her fight. She needed another retard on her side.
That was kind of that was kind of why I brought that up. That's what I was thinking, was that she was basically already planning to have an argument. It wasn't an argument. I was just going to answer questions. That's what we agreed to.
Well, she needed another retard with mental illness to back her up, and it's really easy to find amongst the black race.
So I just want to throw that out there to you guys, just so y'all know. Originally, I guess she was trying to have someone else on the line with her, which I think that's weird for her to say so much that I need to address, and all I needed to do was just simply answer the things that were in there, put forth my thoughts and my opinions. There wasn't supposed to be a back and forth. This wasn't supposed to be no debate or anything like that. As far as I know, I thought this was for me to give her perspective and for her to be able to question me whenever she wanted to know something. I just thought that was odd. I just really thought that was odd.
Well, what the Reverend said, was a truth, and unfortunately, everybody that took it wrong just took it wrong. Everybody that took it, they wanted to hear the high praises of Aretha Franklin. Now, I don't listen to Aretha Franklin like that, and I did not know her like that. So she wasn't a big fan. She wasn't a big celebrity in my eyes. I commend her for what she's done. I commend her for where she's brought music. I commend her for her actions, but I never saw Aretha Franklin do anything for any black community. Nobody ever mentioned what she actually did for the black community that we can actually still see today.
I know I've never heard that either.
No. Well, you can't, because black women can't build a community. That's why you haven't seen it or heard it. Well. And that's a fact that, I understand who she was, and I understand what she did for music. She did for entertainment.
Yeah, she did. Also, she did amazing. She's probably going to be the most decorated musician alive, if you guys remember the Monique joke. The most decorated musician ever. But
DJ, she did that. We fall again back into the stereotype of black people. What are we good for? Entertainment.
Good point.
And all she did, she entertained people. She did absolutely, as far as I'm concerned, and somebody can say if I'm wrong or not, she did nothing for the black community.
Well,
she was a face. She was a face and a voice for other black men's platforms to speak on. When she showed up, Aretha must be supporting this. No, Aretha showed up probably because she got paid, which a lot of people don't understand about the entertainment industry. You show up when they're paying you. You may not agree with what they're doing, but they're paying you a good sum of money, so you show up to make that money.
And I do know that
you're there to entertain.
I do know it to be a fact that she had financial struggles, a lot of them.
So yeah.
I don't know. But I will say this. For people that hear this and watch this on the replay, if you guys want to, if you don't get a chance to say it in the live chat, say it in the comment section. You guys see I do read it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stay too much longer, Jason. So you want to go ahead and wrap us up? Go ahead and wrap us up, brother.
No, I just want to get back on, what we talked about earlier. And the bottom line is black women, stop trying to be feminists because you're failing at that. And if you haven't noticed, I'm telling you, you're failing. It's not working for you. Get rid of the attitude, because that's failing for you. And if you haven't heard it yet, I'm telling you now, it's failing for you. It's not going to work in your favor. You have to understand that they're only a very small percentage of black men that actually have something going for themselves. There are only a very small percentage of black men that know what actually a goal is. There are a very small percentage of black men that are out here trying to do something for the community, trying to work with the community, and that's what you have. So black women, stop trying to be leaders and follow the leader in your community. Stop having children out of wedlock. Black women, take the initiative. Get on birth control. Get on birth control. Take the initiative. Get on birth control. Did I say get on birth control, DJ?
I believe you did, my brother.
Why are you waiting for somebody else to get on birth control when you can be on free birth control? We have to go to the store and buy boxes of condoms. And sometimes we can get them for free too. But get on birth control and prevent having a child out of wedlock. Because you have your life still ahead of you, and you have to do something to maintain a family as well as the man does today. Both parents may have to work in today's society. So you have to keep that in mind. Right. So stop trying to be the leader. Stop trying to be out in front of a man. A man was first, you're second. You're there to assist and help that man along the road. You're not there to be the driver. Sit in the back seat, keep your mouth shut, and do your part. Mm-hmm. Just shut up. Plain and simple, shut your trap. Because your trap is getting you in the worst trouble that you can imagine. And if you haven't seen it in the last 100 years or the last 50 years, it's happening. All you have to do is take that smartphone and Google it.
Yeah. All right.
And I appreciate you, DJ. And I appreciate you taking my call. I appreciate your shows. I think that you are doing an awesome job of awareness. And I love that you keep it up. I love your attitude. You just have a lot more patience than I do.
Well, brother,
I would have been done hung up and walked away.
Thank you, brother Jason. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, DJ.
All right. Have a good night.
You too, sir.
All right. Peace.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
You're on.
I want to say two more things before I go.
Mm-hmm.
I love my brother DJ. And bye, bitch.
Peace.
All right.